And also on the moon, we can try out various engineering techniques, constructing bases, for instance, like the one I just showed, which we will need to apply on other planets. On the moon, we are fairly near home, and if things go wrong, they can be put right more easily than on Mars or Venus. Feel further away in time, but it will undoubtedly come. Here is a concept of a Mars base, which is, again, about 15 years old. It's slightly different. This time, the domes are transparent, and they're not rigid, they're not solid objects. They are really transparent, held up by the air pressure inside. And there are airlocks through which the inhabitants can go out and explore the surface of Mars, the fascinating little red planet.
But there were also mutilations among the cattle on Angie's property. There's one that seems to be almost an interrupted mutilation. I'd love to get Linda's analysis of this. You see a triangular patch of skin has been cut but not taken off yet. The jawbone has been cleaned. It's like something either was human activity mimicking alien mutilations or an interrupted mutilation of some sort on a calf there.
This picture was taken the morning after the landing. It left a burnt circle 60 feet big in the grass. This second picture was taken 7 years later of the same burnt circle, and as you see, nothing has grown on the spot. A lot of flying saucer landings leave burnt circles, and nothing has grown on this one since the original landing on that particular night. And the whole thing started off when the State Electricity Commission built a 66,000 volt power station next door to my home. And these attracted the flying saucers, which came and had a look at it while it was in its construction stages, and when it was switched on especially, they came around in droves, measuring the magnetic fields around it.
Against these crude killers, a top secret defense weapon that works like a futuristic force field.
Defense systems like this were previously thought to be strictly science fiction. But this invisible force that breaks up threats like the rocket-propelled grenade or RPG is quite real. Developed by Israel, the system is called Trophy. It is designed to be mounted on a fighting vehicle and provide a virtual bubble of protection.
Американські військові надали Україні засоби протидії безпілотниками Blue Halo Titan.
Blue Halo's Titan delivers an automated drone protection solution that requires no system expertise to operate and can be set up in 3 minutes to create a 3-kilometer protective sphere. As new drones flood the market, Titan's AI engine keeps the skies clear.
The bed was surrounded by a large spherical blue energy field of some sort through which little lights seemed to dart and move. And within this were two alien creatures, which she described in physical detail, with which she carried on a conversation for several minutes. A few more minutes passed, and the sphere of electrical energy disappeared, and Marie was able to move, Frances was able to move again.
No lo sé, pero sea lo que sea, es enorme.
Es como un muro, pero invisible.
¡Rusty! ¡Rusty!
No creo que te escuche.
¡Au! ¿Estás bien, amor?
No te escucho.
Marie said, "What helicopter? I don't hear anything. You're dreaming. Go back to sleep." Frances said, "No, don't you hear that helicopter?" At that point, she had started to sit up. That's when the blue sphere of energy had coalesced around the bed. When the sphere disappeared, so did the aliens, so did the invisible ceiling, and so did the strange craft. Frances had not been able to see the blue sphere of light around the bed. Marie and Ted, who were outside of this field watching this, saw and heard only the blue sphere.
¿Viste lo que causó todo esto?
Vi algo, aunque no sé qué es.
Muchos pacientes dicen que estamos atrapados en una pecera gigante.
Finally, down on the end, we see something that is very magical. We see a very large hemispherical dome, which is the final shield against anything which may enter this area. This dome may be, for example, 50 or even 100 kilometers across the base. It is the Tesla shield that Tesla spoke of in the 20s and 30s when he said he had produced a shield or a weapon which would end all war because you could make a defense impenetrable. So what we see is a huge, luminous, hemispherical dome, highly bright, highly glowing, giving off photons. And any vehicle which hits that particular hemispherical shell gets such an enormous energy discharge upon it that it simply vaporizes, as we said before, like a little bug hitting one of these electrical bug screens. Again, the Soviet statement that that their particular technology yields 100% ABM defense is not idle conjecture.